Hey, welcome to Cabinet Maker Profit System. We're talking about the foreman, and we've been talking about him or her for the last couple of weeks here. Look, you don't need a better foreman. You need a better system. I mean, what if your foreman just got 1% better every day for 6 weeks? That'd be the winning formula for any of us, right? What if they just got 1% better every day for 6 weeks? What made me think about this was a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. I don't know if you've ever read that, but small habits make a big impact, just like in the shop. That's what he talks about in the book. He's not talking, of course, about cabinetry or woodwork or even the trades, but small habits make a big impact. Everything in life is like that. In Atomic Habits, if you've read it, James Clear explains that success doesn't come from massive change, it comes from tiny improvements repeated daily. 1% better every day gives you exponential results. Atomic Habits, right? The same goes for leadership on the shop floor. Just like sanding or installing or any process, it's the small details done consistently that separate the pros from the amateurs. Let me tell you a story about a guy named Fred. Fred the foreman. I'm very creative with my names, right? You get Fred the foreman. So Fred, he's a loyal as a foreman. He's good on the tools, and so you promoted him to the lead. Whether you call him a foreman, whether you call him a supervisor, charge hand, lead hand, whether it's a him, whether it's a her, it doesn't matter. But you had somebody who's really good on the tools, and you promote them, right? And now they're stressed, burned out, burned out from repeating themselves all day, answering all the questions, always feeling like they're fighting fires with no water. But listen, let me tell you, Fred's not the problem. The missing system is the problem. And the missing system's up to you and I. And that's where the atomic habits analogy comes in, right? I don't know if you've ever read the book. It's great. It's all about getting 1% better every single day. You may have heard the saying, small hinges swing big doors. I mean, kind of perfect analogy for our industry, right? But you don't need a complete overhaul to see big results, just small, consistent changes stacked over time, right? And that's what foreman and supervisor 101 training is for your foreman. You give Fred one new tool each week. That's what we've been doing. We're running a class right now. There are 26 companies in there. You may have seen yesterday's Facebook Live where we gave the survey results of 19 foremen giving their feedback out of the 26 companies that were there. Obviously the people that didn't give the feedback were the owners of those companies. But look, in week one, we talk to the foreman about how to communicate with different crew types because not everybody acts, walks, talks the same way. So you have to kind of know as a leader how to deal with different behavioral styles, personalities, right? That one was a big mind shift for people. That was the first week. And then in the second week, we talked about how to build accountability without yelling, how to build accountability in your shop without being somebody who yells and just tries to be louder than everybody else. And then in week three, which we just passed last week, how to spot and fix bottlenecks in your shop. And those tools add up, and so do the wins. One foreman told us, I'm finally getting home for dinner. Well, that's kind of nice. Who doesn't want to do that? You probably want to do the same, right? And another one said, we cut down on rework by half. Can you imagine cutting down on rework in your shop by half or on your install crew by half? Or let's say what would be the impact in your engineering team if they got every job they worked on out of engineering by a day? What would be the impact there? So, we're talking about foremen here, but leaders are in all different departments in your company. This training's not just for the foreman. We call it foreman training, but it's the leaders of people, right? These are small habit shifts. They're not full day seminars. And that's the key here. We're just giving people little touches to remind them, little adjustments through the day to guide them through how to be a leader. Nobody's ever trained them to be a leader. That's what we do here. But it changes everything on the floor, understanding the language of leadership, the language of success, the language of what it takes to lead people 1% at a time. Right. So listen, Mike, not Mike, Mike the mill worker is in my head, but Fred the foreman, right? Yeah, let's do it. Mike the mill worker, Fred the foreman. We're going to talk to you specifically. If you're frustrated, it's not because Fred's bad or Fred's done something wrong. It's because you and I promoted him without the tools. We did you onboard him properly? Did you train him properly? If not, we've got to start fixing it now. And Foreman Fred, or Foreman Frida, Supervisor Frida, if you're listening, this training makes your job easier. What we want to do is we want to have a habit stack for shop leadership, right? Now, I'm happy to train your foreman for you. It's 6 weeks. It's an hour a week. We do it by Zoom. You'll both start to feel the difference after week one, the owner and the foreman. If you're interested, just text me. You guys know how to get in touch with me. My cell phone is 315 903-7853 and just say Foreman Training, and I'll send you information. Remember this, guys. You rise to the level of your systems, not your goals. And that's a direct quote from James Clear, again, in Atomic Habits. You rise to the level of your systems, not your goals. Thanks for checking in, folks. Hope you're having a great day, and we'll see you on the next Facebook Live, or come check us out on the podcast.